Well, it is dessert week, and I am so glad it could not have come sooner because after making all of the appetizers and side dishes and entrees, of course, you have to have dessert. So I'm really glad for that. But I woke up today and realized that there are 13 days until my anniversary and 14 days until my 34th birthday. And the only reason that poses a problem is that on May 1st, which is exactly a month before my June 1st birthday, I promised myself that my present to myself would be a 10-pound weight loss. Well, Paula, this recipe competition is not helping, and I have not shaved off the 10 pounds. And so I was going to bed the other night, and I laid in bed and said, I'm fat. And my husband, my sweet husband, leaned over and said, sweetheart, you're beautiful. And I just fell in love with him all over again. And throughout this competition, which has taken up a lot of time, and I've been sitting at the computer a lot trying to get things uploaded, my husband has been an absolute saint, as he is through everything. I am kind of the whimsical romantic one in the relationship. He's very think inside the box and orderly, and he's wonderful. He's really wonderful. And so I'm really grateful to have a husband who has supported me in this. So, on that note, I wanted to make him something for dessert week because he always thinks that I make things that are too frou-frou. And so, because I'm an outside of the box thinker and he's an inside of the box thinker. So I thought that I would make him something wonderful and something that he would consider simple, but also something that I think is kind of clever and fun. And so for our anniversary, honey, I'm going to make you a combination of your two favorite ice creams. Cookies and cream in a cheesecake kind of form. And then I'm going to add to it mint chocolate chip because that's his favorite ice cream too. And so I thought that if I stuck them together, added some Philadelphia cream cheese, plopped them in a muffin cup, and cooked them like cupcakes, that we might just have something that will make my husband fall even more in love with me. And then after this recipe, I'm hitting the gym because I've got to give myself that 10 pounds. So anyway, this is how we're going to do it. It's really easy. I am just going to take 8 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese and put it in there. And I know that through this competition, Paula has said, well, Philadelphia cream cheese is for more than just cheesecake. And so this is a little bit of a cheesecake taste, but we're going to cook it like little cupcakes. And then we're going to add Oreos, which I did not steal a bite of. Okay, I did. Anyway, Oreos and amazing flavors, and it's going to be so good. So, even though you can use cheesecake cream cheese for everything, a little bite of cheesecake is also just absolute perfection. And I love Philadelphia cream cheese for that reason, because you're just minutes away from an incredible dessert. I'm also going to add a half of sweetened condensed milk can, and this can is 14 ounces, so about 7 ounces. I think it's going to end up being like a third of a cup. I'll measure it out and I'll make sure to put that. And then I'm going to add an egg. And that sweetened condensed milk is pretty sweet, and so we won't need a lot of sugar, but I am going to add just a teensy bit of sugar. And this is about a tablespoon of sugar. And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of flour just to hold our little muffins together nicely. Cheesecake, muffin, cupcake, heavens. So I'm going to whip that together. And it gets really whippy really quickly. Now this is when this recipe goes from, hi honey, welcome home, to, hello baby, I'm so glad to see ya. And so this is exciting. We're going to take a lid full, about a half teaspoon of peppermint extract. Make sure that you don't get the mint extract because it doesn't taste right. So we're going to just plop that in there. We're going to put some mini chocolate chips. They're cute. Nice. not too many because I don't want it to be chocolate cheesecake flavor. So I just put about 1/4 of a cup. And then I'm going to put a couple of drops of this lime green food coloring that I found. And if you have regular green, you can use that too. But since I want these to be kind of a grasshopper combination of flavors and colors, then that lime green is really nice. So I'm just going to beat it up. Okay, now here's where it gets really fun. I'm just going to take an Oreo cookie, a whole cookie, and plop it right in the bottom of my muffin tin. And then I'm going to spoon that mixture right on top. And it's going to cook for not too terribly long, and then we have these beautiful little cups. But we're not quite done yet, so don't get too excited because we're not quite done. So spooning the mixture right on top, and it's such a pretty little mixture. Kind of fluffy and green and delicious. And incidentally, my husband's favorite color is green, so this is an extra good recipe for him because not only is it all of his favorite flavors, but it's also all of his favorite colors and his favorite cookie. It's yummy. All right, and I'm going to be able to make about 9 of these from that mixture that I just mixed up. So once you get all of those done, plopped in there and ready to go, then you just bake it at 325 degrees. Oh, but before we do that, we have to put the final topping. Then what I'm going to do is just take some Oreo cookies, whoops. I'm going to stick them in a sandwich bag. You can do whatever you need to do to get them crushed. And then it's just going to make a pretty little topping of Oreo cookies right on top. If you have some better method to do this than I do, that would be great. And then I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of those right on top. You could also press a whole Oreo cookie in the top when you're done, but this way it's just a little bit easier, and I kind of like the baked in look that you get. And a couple more of those chocolate chips. This is such a fantastic concoction of everything heavenly and glorious and everything ultra awesome and handsome, kind of like my husband. All right, with that done, sprinkled on top, cookies put in place, we are going to bake it at 325. And my oven has been preheated, and I'll pull them out and show you what they look like when they're done. In the meantime, though, I wanted to introduce you to my husband. And since he can't be on the video with me, I thought that I would show you what he looks like if you were to see him in person. He has 2 very sexy green eyes, and he has a very cute nose and really kissable lips. And he has really nice brown hair, almost black. It is kind of black. And it looks like some of our kids might get that nice black hair, and I love that. And he has 2 very strong biceps on his arm. And he uses those biceps to do all sorts of housework for us. He does everything around the house. I love him so much. Everything in the backyard, he mows the lawn, he helps with the kids, he plays with them, he carries them everywhere. So that is my very sexy husband. And sweetie, happy anniversary. I love you. And even if I'm not 10 pounds lighter by my birthday, I will still love you. And I'm so grateful that you love me back. Thank you. All right, they're out of the oven, and I'm just gonna put them on a plate, and they are ready. Look at that, those Oreo cookie cups. I'm going to call them grasshopper cookie cups because they've got that mint and the Oreo. And if you open it up, they just peel so beautifully. And look at that! The Oreo on the bottom, it's delicious! Happy anniversary, sweetie. I love you. Thank you, Paula. Bye-bye.